So we got a video up about some different stretches that we can use to really help get those hips dropped for the squats. Now I'm going to show you some exercises that we can really start to implement in as well to get them moving in the right direction, get them dropping lower, and get them really putting that weight on their heels.
Our first exercise is going to be an exaggerated lunge. What we want to do here is put our front foot a good distance ahead of our back foot while still being able to hold ourselves in a sturdy posture. From this position, all we are really going to do is keeping our back tight. Our upper body is going to be leaned slightly forward and bend our front knee down and push back up through our heel. We won't be changing our legs immediately, but instead we're going to be continuing until we hit a desired number of repetitions. The benefit of doing the lunge this way is that it forces us to push off of our heel and changes the majority of the work to the glutes and hamstrings rather than the quads. In this way, we'll be working the back of our legs and strengthening our posterior for better balance while creating an exercise that is safe on our knees. Our next exercise is going to be a pelvic thrust. Here we'll be keeping our shoulders on a bench and dropping our hips to the ground. The end result of this movement is going to be pulling those hips up and keeping us parallel to the ground, and using our glutes and abs to hold us in a straight position for a couple seconds in between each rep. Our third exercise is centered around being able to control the movement of weight in front of our body. This doesn't have to be done with heavy weight, as a pulling motion would be working our shoulders, and we're really more focused on the balance and posture with this movement. Here we're going to be grabbing a weight between our legs and pulling it up to eye level and trying to control it as it goes back down. The most important part of this movement is to be keeping our feet flat on the ground and our back tight. Now that we have addressed our posterior for balance, we absolutely have to incorporate our abs. This is tricky though, because if we do a lot of abdominal exercises, a lot of them focus on hip flexion, and that could actually increase our problems. Planks are a great option as they allow us to focus on holding our body weight without causing any flexion of the legs towards the midline while we're holding. We always want to try and stay as flat as possible and keep our hands right underneath our face. Another great ab exercise is going to be a leg extension. We're going to be starting with both legs right above us and try to slowly lower one at a time as slowly as possible. This won't only just work hip extension, but also give us a great abdominal contraction that we need at the same time.
Thank you guys again so much. Make sure to follow us, like us on Instagram, Facebook to make sure you're keeping up with everything that we're doing inside the house with our athletes. Also make sure to check out our next episode where we're going to be talking about shoulders, the right way to hit certain muscles, and the right stretches that we can be doing to help ourselves get better. Thank you guys.